Good morning, students. In this video, today we are going to learn the topic transistor as an amplifier. This is the one of the application of the transistor. So before going into the topic, we are going to revise previous portions. What is transistor? Transistor is a three-terminal device which has two junctions. It is formed by sandwiching either P-type or N-type material between pair of other material. This is the construction of transistor and how it works. When connecting emitter and base in the forward bias manner and base and collector as a reverse bias, then the electrons in the emitter will flow towards the base, and base will have small amount of current, and the remaining electrons in the base it flows towards the collector. So the electron from emitter flows towards the collector through base. That's how the transistor works. If the electron direction is in this path, then the conventional current will be opposite in the direction, so that the collector direction, collector current and emitter current are shown like this. Next, we studied about the configuration and characteristics of transistors. Here we are having three terminals. One terminal will act as the input, and another one will act as a output. And third terminal will act as the common terminal for both input and output. According to this, we classified the configuration as common base configuration, common emitter configuration and common collector configuration. For each configuration, we studied the characteristics, that is the behavior of the transistor with the relationship of various voltage and current. By studying the characteristics, we studied gain factors and input resistance and output resistance of these configurations. Here I have shown the common emitter configuration in the circuit diagram. So emitter is common for base terminal and emitter terminal is common for collector terminal also. In the common emitter configuration, the amplification factor beta is equal to del IC by del IB. Current gain factor, okay, we can call it as current gain factor, output current divided by input current. So further amplifier application, we are going to use the common emitter configuration. Now we are moving into the topic amplifier, small signal amplifier. Amplifier means it amplifies a weak signal into a larger signal. It amplifies a weak signal into a stronger signal. So it depends upon the signal type, voltage or current signal. Amplifier is classified into voltage amplifier, transimpedance amplifier, transadmittance amplifier and current amplifier. The amplifiers also has two types. One is single stage amplifier, another one is multi-stage amplifier. Single stage amplifier, it has only one transistor and some other circuit elements. Multi-stage, nowadays for practical applications, multi-stage amplifiers are applied, but for studying the multi-stage amplifier, we need to study the basics of single stage amplifier. So in this video, we are going to concentrate on the single stage amplifier. So this is the circuit diagram of single stage transistor amplifier in common emitter arrangement. So here the emitter will be always forward biased. So the N region is connected to the negative terminal and P region is connected to the positive region. This is the voltage VBB. It is connected in the input circuit additional to the signal voltage which we want to be amplified, and it is given to the base terminal. This voltage is the bias voltage. The magnitude of the bias voltage should be always forward bias the base emitter junction regardless of the input signal. Now we study the operation of the single stage transistor amplifier during the weak signal, positive cycle of the weak signal. Now we are going to give the weak signal in the base terminal. So during the positive cycle, the forward bias across the emitter base junction is increased. Due to the transistor action, the electrons in the emitter flows through the collector through base. There will be small base current. So the collector current also increased, depends upon the gain factor. If the collector current increased, and this current will flows through the load resistance RC. Thus, the voltage across the load also increased. So we get the amplified voltage in the load resistance side. During the negative half cycle in the input side, the forward biased voltage across the base emitter junction is reduced. Then the base current also reduced and collector current also reduced. If the collector current reduced, the voltage across the load resistance also reduced. So we get the voltage in this way. Thus, the weak input signal is converted into a stronger, that is larger output signal. This is how the amplifier works. Now let's see some of the example using some values. Okay, so here consider a input signal of 0.1 volt which produces 0.02 milliampere in the base. Then this base current will flow in the transistor, and we know that IC is equal to beta into IB. Okay, consider this beta value, okay, gain factor as 50. Then the collector current will be 1 milliampere. This 1 milliampere flows across the resistance. Consider the resistance value as 5 kilo ohm. Then the voltage across this load resistance will be 5 volt. So we can say see that 0.1 volt is converted into a 5 volt value. Okay, thus the amplification is done. This is the practical circuit for common emitter amplifier. In practical way, there will be various elements, resistance and capacitance are included in the amplifier circuit. Why this is included, we see in the in the slide. So this R1, R2, RE, okay, R1, R2, RE are called voltage divided biasing circuit. This voltage divided biasing circuit, the function of this voltage dividing biasing circuit is to form the biasing and stabilizing the circuit. Here we know the output characteristics of common emitter amplifier. So it will be like this. It is the curve for this is the output characteristic curve. It is between the voltage across emitter and collector, and the here the output current is collector current. Okay, and the constant value, we keep the input current base current as constant value. So it will be for base current 5 microampere, 10 microampere and 15 microampere, like that. So when we draw the load line, it gives the Q point. Okay, it gives the Q point. So this is the saturation region and this is the cutoff region. In both regions, saturation and cutoff region, transistor is never operated, and transistor is operated in the active region only. So in this active region, we have to select this Q point for the proper operation of the transistor. Why we have to select this Q point means, if you are giving a input signal, then sometimes the negative cycle will flow in the cutoff region. To avoid that, we have to select the proper Q point. That selection of Q point is done by this R1, R2 and R3. Next is the capacitance C1. This C1 is the input capacitor, and this input capacitor couples the input signal and the base terminal. This capacitor is provided to have a constant biasing. Okay, if it is not provided, what happens? This signal is directly parallelly connected to the R2. So whatever the voltage it provides, it is across the R2. It give across the R2, and this will have change in the emitter and base junction. To avoid that, we are providing a capacitor C1. Okay, it maintains the biasing condition and it also allows only the AC signal. Next is the capacitor CE. It is in the emitter terminal. It provides a low reluctance path. It provides low reluctance path. Here will be the amplified signal. Okay, the amplified signal will be there. That current will flow here. If the capacitor is not provided, the whole current will be flowing through this resistance. The voltage across the RE will increase. If this voltage drop increase, then the voltage across the output will get reduced. Okay, to avoid that, we have provided the low reluctance path by using this capacitor CE. Okay, next is the capacitor C2. C2 is the coupling capacitor. Okay, C2 is the output coupling capacitor. It couples the output load. Okay, output load or next stage amplifier to this amplifier. Okay, why we are giving this capacitor means, if this capacitor is not provided, then this amplifier is directly connected to the next level of amplifier, and this RC will parallelly connected to the next stage R1. This will drastically change the voltage biasing voltage of this transistor. So that to avoid that drastic change in this biasing, the output coupling capacitor C2 is provided. Next is the phase reversal. The phase difference of 180 degree between the signal voltage and the output voltage in a common emitter amplifier is the phase reversal. In common emitter connection, when the input signal voltages increases in the positive direction, then the output voltage will increase in the negative direction. And if it is decreases in the input voltage is increases in the negative direction, then the output voltage will increase in the positive sense. This is the phase reversal. Why this phase reversal means? You can see by having this equation, VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into RC. Here VCC voltage is always constant. This voltage is always constant. Then see here, when the input voltage is increased, okay, in the positive manner increased, then the base current increases. If the base current is increased, then the collector current is increased, depends upon the beta value. If the collector current increased, what happens? IC increase, then the IC RC value also increases. Okay, the drop across the RC resistance increases. IC RC value increases, then the voltage across the collector emitter will reduce. VCE will reduce. Thus, when we increase the input voltage, then the output voltage will increase in the negative direction. Thus how it will be vice versa for the negative cycle. Thus we get this phase reversal. However, this phase reversal does not affect the amplification process of the transistor. So these are the concepts in the transistor as an amplifier. Go through the book. If you are having any doubt, then put it in the comment. Thank you, students.